I have been going to conventions since as long as I can remember, if I'm completely honest.
Because, like, sometimes you can't cover an entire genre in half an hour.
Pausing, and we will probably resume it sometime this week.
It's kind of like the special features on a DVD.
Field Guide to Monsters?
One of the handbooks over there.
Oh.
This is Argo City Extra, a special edition of the Argo City podcast with Maddie and Matthew. There's a real antagonism between Cooper from the cellar and between Ben upstairs, and how they think they should approach this. How do we survive the night? How do we get through this? Because Cooper is adamant. We should just hide out in the cellar. Ben doesn't like that. Who was right?
I think Black Guy was right.
You think Ben was right?
I think Ben was right. To be honest, I'm one of those people that's like, I don't want to be trapped. I want to have an exit. I want to have a way out. That's one of the things that the Walking Dead video games taught me. Uh-huh. And I'm sitting here like, yes, if they manage to break through, yes, there's going to be more room for us to cover. Yes, there's going to be more of a risk of them getting in. But if we cover everything up properly, if we go into a separate room away from the windows, we'll still have a way out. Yeah. If you're trapped in that cellar and they happen to come down those stairs, you're dead. If you go upstairs and you happen to get trapped when those zombies are coming upstairs, you are dead.
Oh, upstairs is definitely off limits, off the menu.
Yeah,
but
and like,
let me ask this though. What happens at the end? Where does Ben go?
Oh, he does get shot downstairs.
I mean, he heads straight downstairs to hide, and that's what survive. That's how he survives.
Yeah, that's true.
At the same point,
but
Cooper's not a good guy, but he's not entirely...
But to be fair, the zombies had already gotten in at that point. If the zombies are in the house, then yeah, I say go to the cellar. Mm-hmm. If you can't run out the back door. But I'm still staying with my answer of I would stay in the bottom level.
See, I think it's up for discussion. And I think it's a good discussion.
Yeah.
Because Romero's not giving us an easy answer here.
No, he really isn't. He seems to be very good at that.
And he wants to give us some different perspectives. He wants to give us different character types, a real interesting dynamic going on there, whether it is, the two alphas between Cooper and between Ben, whether it's wishy-washy Scotty, who, or like, man, I do not know what's up with Scotty's girlfriend. Like, they're going out to get gas. They're jumping in the truck, and you're looking at this like, they're looking at each other. They're about to abandon us. No, it's just...
No, I was fully expecting it, to be honest. I mean, he's the one that knows how to do the truck. I would see no reason why he wouldn't get in that car and run. Everybody's been so mean to him. I would have done it.
Well, I mean, he's a little bit of a wuss, but then at the same time, Judy's just looking at him like, no, you're so dreamy. I can't let you go out there by yourself. Not wearing that red shirt, Scotty.
Oh my God.
I had to mark the time too, because right about that time when they're going out to get the gas, you pop up and say, we're almost like an hour in and nobody from the main cast has died yet.
And then 0.5 seconds later.
Kaboom!
And I'm just like, oh, I spoke too soon.
You thought that Barbara might have turned into a zombie.
She was acting very...
And that's interesting.
I started to, assume it less as she survived longer. Mm-hmm. But to be fair, we never got a say-so for how long it takes for someone to turn. So
I mean, they say seconds in the news report, but maybe it is and maybe it's not. The other thing is the little girl in the cellar, because she was sick.
Why is it always the children? Anybody who has played the Telltale games will know I feel so bad for Duck. I adore Duck. It's a shame that he's dead, but why is it always the kids?
So one thing that you just kind of gasped at and when they said, they were talking about how those things turned their car over.
Yeah.
One of those things grabbed her. I think one of them bit her, and you're just like, oh. But yeah, but you're playing by the rules in 2025.
That's true.
In 1968, the rule of you get bitten, you turn into a zombie doesn't exist.
When does that come into play? Is that
that's right after. It's probably here. But it's like, they didn't know that.
That's true.
And this was a perspective, I think. I keep coming back to it. I keep bringing it up for a reason. Mm-hmm. Because you're watching this from a modern zombie perspective.
Yeah.
And
these zombies were too smart.
and you've got plenty of zombie education.
Too much. I have too much.
But in 1968, the idea of a zombie apocalypse is new.
Yeah, and I will say, these zombies in general, and I already talked a little bit about how they're very intelligent compared to most zombies. They are running and grabbing things. They are throwing things. They are actively breaking through walls. They're, tipping cars over. But, they bring in enough of the, they're standing, and we slowly see more and more and more and more appear in front of that one particular shot from the camera. And I'm just sitting here okay, I don't know what to expect because all the rules are different, like you were saying. So it's I don't know, can these zombies do that? No, they can't. Wait, no, they are able to do that. Wait, hold on a minute, that's not, oh, wait, I had to keep correcting myself.
I think the whole movie, though, defied a lot of your expectations.
Yeah.
It's not what you were thinking. Because you would keep making predictions.
Yeah.
And you'd be half right a lot of times. But not completely.
I was so close.
Like the structure of the movie, the way that it flowed. I want to hear about how you felt about that kind of stuff.
Like the way that it...
we start in the graveyard. We get to the house. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? How's this going to unfold?
I mean, I thought that it flowed fairly well. I won't say this is the kind of movie that really kept me on the edge of my seat like a lot of zombie movies are. But to be fair, that's just because I didn't personally latch on to any of the characters that well. Aside from maybe the black guy, he was fine because he was nice and helping our PTSD darling.
Man,
but
he is so patient with Barbara.
He is.
That's really interesting to see.
Because a lot of stuff that you'll see in zombie media is depending on if you're following the good guys or the bad guys, if you're not of use, you're going to get left behind. But he is making a constant effort to be okay, you're going to be fine. I'm going to be upstairs checking the rooms. I'll come back down if I hear anything.
I found you these slippers.
Yeah, he went and found her shoes.
It's that kind of thing constantly.
Yeah.
To the point where he tells you, well, I know you're afraid. I'm afraid too. That's a moment. I mean, that's a really astonishing thing to hear from, the big buff man who is trying to board up the house and protect everybody.
Yeah, and I don't know. Aside from that, I don't really think I have anything to add about the whole flowingness. I will say it got a bit boring at times when we were just sitting inside waiting on the zombies. But then again, they filled that with the news broadcasts, which helps. So
it gets talking here. It gets talky here and there. There is a lot of exposition. And a lot of that exposition is just because there's no money. I will point out something though here as well about Ben, because you keep referring to him as, the black guy. The movie never references it.
Good for them.
The movie doesn't care. He's just the leading man. And this is 1968.
Oh. Good for them.
I think that's the best way of doing this, too. And that's a lot of who Romero was. It's this was never about trying to make him into some civil rights icon. He was just the best for this movie.
Yeah,
we identify him. You're identifying him that way because it's the easiest way, but it's just
I identify him as that because I can never remember names. Names are my enemy. Anybody that's watched more than one episode of this will know that I make up the best nicknames.
But the way that he's treated, it's not
normal.
Yeah, the diversity here, it just exists.
Like
it's not. They're not going out of their way. Like, they're not trying to portray it. They're not trying to point it out.
Like you said Cooper is the name of the guy in the basement, right?
Yes.
He strikes me as like racist white guy. I feel like I get he's like defending his family, but if anybody was to do that, I would have expected it to be him, and he didn't. He said nothing.
That would be the easiest thing to do too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely would have been.
But like I almost feel no, I can't even really say race wouldn't be a thing in the zombie apocalypse because I mean, when it comes to good people, allies are allies, whether or not their skin color is different, whether their race is different, gender, etc. An ally is an ally. But, I mean, we see in The Walking Dead that race does sometimes cause problems, but they're very bad at that. So, regardless, no, that's a really interesting fact. I'm actually pretty impressed about that, to be honest.
And this is a great role for him.
He's wonderful.
So good.
He's wonderful.
He delivers some of those monologues. It's amazing.
Yeah.
There's something else I noticed in this too, where you thought, okay, are they gonna pull? He turned into a. He
got killed in the end, and he's sitting in the basement as a zombie, and then they find him, and he's a zombie.
You're thinking that he was a zombie. He would be a zombie at the end, and no, he's not a zombie at the end. But you were right about it being a negative editing,
because he comes upstairs and he's holding out his gun, and the guy, like the army crusade in the background, they see him and they're like, "Oh, it's a zombie," and they shoot him, and it's. I almost feel like if you're seeing someone holding up a gun, but then again, I guess we're just looking at them through a window from like 30 feet away, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah, they see movement.
Yeah, and I mean,
And they don't know.
Like, with zombie movies, a bad ending is fairly common. It's not unheard of. But... Dude, you got me excited just to kill me again, and I almost think I would have enjoyed it more if they had just let him die in the end. Like let him turn into a zombie. Bring us through the house as we explore each of the areas where all the different people are dead. Bring us downstairs to the cellar where we see him, I don't know, snacking on one of the other people, and then you shoot him, because that would give us an excuse to see what happened after. Like, what happened to all the family, all the bodies and such?
No, and this hurts more.
Yeah, it's boom, then end of movie. That's it. That's like...
It's a rough ending. But, again, it's like... I can't fault it. Because Romero does exactly what he's intended to.
Yeah.
He got you so invested that you felt that ending.
Yeah. I'm not happy about that.
Now, there's not too much more to talk about here, although I do want to just touch a little bit on some of the actors, some of the stuff.
Yeah!
Because if you pop over to the Argo City YouTube channel, go through some of the Backyard Zombie movie, because you're going to see some of these people here.
I would specifically look for the shopping episode, the one where we go to the store. I know that's got 2 of them, and also episode 1 as well has a few of them.
I'm not sure which one's where. There's one of them though, Judith O'Day, who's Barbara. She shows up as a zombie in one of. See, I took you to Monster Bash one year.
Yeah.
And I introduced you to Barbara. I introduced you to Judith, and she came down to your level, and she was like, "So." You haven't seen this movie, have you? It's like, yeah, I have.
Wait, and what did she say to that?
She just kind of chuckled at it. And I ran into her about a year and a half later.
Yeah.
When we were in the thick of doing Backyard Zombie Movie. And so I brought her a copy of the photo that I'd taken with us.
Aww.
So, oh, is this for me? Yes. Now, and the thing is, she's making her own movie now. would you do me a favor? And so she shows up as a zombie in, like, she's on the upstairs. She's in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
You come in and, oh, no, not there.
Nope, not opening that door.
Kyra Sheeran as well. So she's the little girl.
Yeah.
There's an image of her that's like on, I forget which album, but it's just that look. And the hair's covering half her face and it's contrasted to two colors. And it became so iconic, and she had been completely oblivious to it for years, and until somebody no, you need to start meeting your fans, you need to start coming out to the conventions and stuff. She's a teacher.
Oh.
What? She's a school teacher. So
that's adorable. I love that.
So she was another one that I approached about my daughter's doing, and she's like, oh no, sure, absolutely. And then she reaches over to her table. It's like, would you like me to use the trowel?
Yes.
yes. I would love for you to use the trowel.
No, and that's amazing that we've gotten so many people in here.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, even the news broadcaster who's in the studio did a report for Backyard Zombie Movies. So we've got literal people from that first zombie movie, from that Living Dead, in your series, and that's always a fun thing. But then a lot of these people are really nice, and they especially loved talking to you when you were a kid. Like, you met one of the writers.
Yeah.
And so you literally came up to him and you're asking, so I wanted to understand what made you want to make a zombie movie? And his response was, well, it was better than working in the mines in Pennsylvania.
Yes. And
he gave you a little trading card and signed it for you.
Yeah.
These people have been constantly on the convention circuit. There was actually one promoter, though, who went above and beyond.
Oh.
So, a lot of the zombies, I pointed this out to you, a lot of the zombies are people who worked on the film.
Yeah.
So, like, the camera operators or the producers and all that kind of stuff. I pointed out, okay, there's the writer, there's George, well, that's not enough, though. They still needed more people.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way they had enough people making that movie to only use them as extras.
They just grabbed people from the area who lived in the area. Because, I mean, it's a long trip to get down to that isolated cabin. And so there was one promoter who tracked down a bunch of those locals that had been in the movie.
That's
like
fun.
No speaking lines. They're just zombies. They're just in the background. They're just walking around. And he took them on a tour.
That's wonderful.
So he brought them out to Cinema Wasteland one year.
That sounds like so much fun.
And I have like 6 different autographs on my poster that nobody else does. Literally, I handed this over to one of the guys a couple of years ago, and he's like, "You've got people from the town on here. How on earth?" They brought them up there to just do a panel, talk about their memories. There's one woman who they would drive by that little farmhouse every week or every day or two while they were filming. So it's just like, okay, yeah. And so they got drafted to be in the movie as zombies.
That's wonderful.
But the thing is, her husband's gone now. Her husband had passed away. But he's still there. He's still there in the movie.
Oh.
And she can watch that to see him.
That's... I do think that I have one more thing that I want to talk about before we end our episode for today.
Absolutely. Yes.
Round it up. How many people in this movie have you met? Give me a number.
At least 20.
That's a lot of people.
I mean, it really is. Because the thing is, if you've done one of these Romero movies, one of these Romero zombie movies, you can basically dine out on that for the rest of your life. You can hit conventions here and there.
Yeah.
Just for being a zombie with no lines. Mm-hmm. So that half dozen of villagers. But then I've met the sheriff. I've met the writer. Mm-hmm. I've met Barbara and the little girl. I've met the girlfriend. I've met Judy.
Oh, that's fun.
And a few other people, some of the cinematographers. Mm-hmm. So those all count as zombies. And then the news reporters, the one that is in the studio, the one that's on site, that was Chilly Billy. He was one of the big horror hosts, like Svengoolie, like Big Chuck and Little John, but he was one of the big ones out there in PA. So he crosses off 2 lists for me here.
That's true, yeah.
So yeah, probably I think my poster has about 20 different signatures on it. If you're starting to get into horror, at least 20 years ago when I was starting to get into like doing autograph collecting, and let's actually go out and meet the people.
Yeah.
The Romero films are the way to go. You can fill up a poster like that because there's constantly people out there and rotating through conventions. There's still more I'd like to get on my Dawn of the Dead, and more that I'd like to get on my Day of the Dead. Night is getting a little hard because a lot of those people are gone now. Yeah. But then again, I'm so pleased I got to meet as many as I have.
His poster is fairly full.
And I've taken that even a step further. I took a pilgrimage out to the Grove City Cemetery, where the beginning of this is filmed. So there's photographs I have by the different stones, the different tombstones that are in this movie. I've driven up and down that road. I know what that road feels like. I know what that countryside feels like, because PA is not that far away. It's a 2-hour drive. And if I'm driving out to a Comic-Con in that area, the detour... the detour
is worth it. The side quests are worth it.
Mm-hmm. So that's one of those nice things. I've also been to the mall from Dawn of the Dead.
Yes, I remember you telling me about that.
But going to the cemetery, that one was a big deal.
Yeah.
That one was, in fact, I'd reach back here. I don't know if I can find it. Let me...
What?
Right here.
What have you got?
This is dirt and debris from that graveyard.
Why do you have dirt from a graveyard?
Well, because they were trying to raise money to rebuild and restore the little chapel that's in the background.
I was about to say, so this is a terrible idea.
I have an artifact from that building and that foundation.
My face is like twisted in disgust. This is I would almost say you don't want to disturb the dead, much less the ones in real life. Spirits are not that friendly in real life. But I definitely think we have hit everything on this movie. Wow, this podcast has been very long.
It has, but I mean, this is the beginning. There would be no Walking Dead without this. There would be no Last of Us. There would be no We Are All Dead. None of what we're so used to. There'd be no zombie walks.
We've gone to so many.
All of that doesn't exist without this movie.
Aww.
So we watched Dawn of the Dead a while back, so we're not going to repeat that just to fill a slot. Next week, though, we will just move up one to the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, and I'm going to be, since he's taken over October for all of his horror-esque stuff, we're going to see what's going to happen with that. I am a little scared.
Yep.
A little scared.
I've got you a kind of edited down version from House of Svengoolie.
Because, gore.
Well, and you know what? This is actually, Night of the Living Dead was actually still pretty gory for something in 1968.
I was going to say, there's nothing in it, though. It was
there's people eating people.
Yeah, we see
and a half-eaten corpse.
Okay,
so
that's true.
We've got some of it, but they don't rely on it. It's not the point of the movie.
That's also true, yeah. I love it when they don't rely on all the gore, because I don't like gore. As I've said multiple times, I'm a thriller seeker. I like to be excited and nervous and such. I don't like to sit through, okay, that's a pile of blood. But anyways,
there's going to be quite a few piles of blood coming up next week. So we'll tune back in and see how Maddie handles it.
This is going to be terrible. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.